Hi, my name is Kayla. I am a respiratory therapist, and I created a website called Cozy Cloud Respiration. It's been built to help educate and empower CPAP, BiPAP, and non-invasive users worldwide. Working in the industry for over a decade as a respiratory therapist, I've now started to notice over the past couple of years that DMEs are simply profit over patient. They're not setting patients up for success. They're not hiring the people that they need to that are experienced in oxygenation and ventilation. And so it really kind of puts a lot of us patients in this category where we go home and we get these requirements and we don't know how to meet them because they seem really overwhelming. Well, that's why I'm here to help you with that. One of the main questions that I've got is to go over mask fitting. So let's talk about a little bit of stuff before that. When you have a mask, typical commercial insurance is going to replace your nasal cushion or your nasal pillow every 2 weeks. And if you do a full face mask, they're going to replace your full face mask every month. Do you have to replace it that often? No, absolutely not. My suggestion and Cozy Cloud, what we believe in is if you start to lay down and it's been 3 or 4 weeks since you've changed out this nasal pillow and you're doing like one of these, kind of jimmy it around, doesn't quite fit right, that's going to be your big cue that it's time to change out that cushion. What happens is the oils from our skin causes that silicone to break down and lose its strength. And as that pressure gets blown through the circuit, that silicone gets weak, and then that's when you have that blowout, or it just feels like things just aren't sitting right, okay? Best way to make sure that you can get the longest life out of your supplies is when you wake up in the morning, take your cushions to either the sink and rinse them under the sink and let them air dry, or quick little trick that I teach my patients is to get a bag of water wipes. Keep them at your bedside. When you wake up in the morning, go ahead and wipe that stuff off. It helps to get all of those oils off of that silicone and helps to prolong the livelihood of your supplies. Let's get down to this mask fit. Right now, I'm going to go over a full face mask because these are kind of the ones that are the most difficult to get that mask fit. What I have taught my patients, and it's my own personal technique that I've developed, is the peace sign technique. I know it might sound a little silly, but honestly, it's super helpful. So I have my AirSense 10 here. It's all prepped, ready, and I have my pressure bumped all the way up to 18. The top max capacity of a CPAP is going to be 20, so I chose 18 because 20 I just can't catch my breath with 20, so we're going to go with that. When you get your mask in the mail, or let's just say you just need to do a refit, it kind of depends on what mask you have. Some manufacturers have really big headgear. If you have a problem initially, what you can do is have someone that you care about hold that mask kind of in place with just enough pressure to maintain that seal. Then you can make those adjustments. As you're making adjustments to your mask, you want to always start at the top and go to the bottom. Okay. If you are feeling, what you're going to do with that peace sign is you're going to take that peace sign and you're going to go directly in between your nose and your eyes. If you are feeling airflow up into your eyes, then you need to make adjustments to those top straps. You'll pull those out and just kind of give it a cinch until you feel like there's no airflow there, and you'll apply that Velcro. Then you're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Take that peace sign, go underneath that mask, pull it until you don't have any airflow, and secure. This is how we're going to get the best mask fit. All right, so let's give it a try. I've got mine set and ready here. My headgear is now all open, so it's really going to have the loosest fit possible for us. Let's do this. All right, so popping this on. Okay, so I'm putting this on. Magnet and magnet. All right, let's get that pressure going. I'm going to hold a little bit of pressure here because you'll find that your machine turns off if your leak gets too high.
Okay, so we're at full pressure. Let's start making these adjustments. I'm going to make that peace sign and check to see if I feel any airflow from the cushion up into my eyes. Now let's go to the bottom. Now, I have a great fit right now. What I'm doing is I'm moving my head just to simulate what it's going to be like in bed, right? This just makes sure that I'm going to have the right seal when I lay down.
And that's it. You may find that once you lay down, you might have to make a couple more adjustments, just those very tiny, small adjustments. But if you are like really cranking down on that headgear, it's time to change out your cushion. Best of luck. Let me know if you need any help.